No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm ready to win. Yeah, refuse. Bond it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. I sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, keep on running. Toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I felt it in. I wanna say happy birthday to you.
There we go. Oh, the celebration was that tight. Everybody froze up.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Celebration is in there, right?
Man,
the celebration is in there. Okay. Well, look, happy birthday. Refuse to lose. It is the 2nd year anniversary. Y'all make some noise. You gotta light up that chat right there.
Woo!
Come on now. I gotta light up that chat.
Get it, man.
Happy birthday. And that's a major accomplishment. Because here's a statistic, if you didn't know, that most businesses don't make it to their 2nd year. Right? So hey, look, that is something. I'm just saying that is something. So hey, look, we are here today to celebrate Refuse to Lose. And for those that aren't members of the chat, you missed out on a lot of different interviews to get a chance to get to know everybody. So we're gonna let you in on just a little bit, but not everything, right? Just, drop them dollars, right? And then you can actually get and see the whole interview, right? But absolutely. So I appreciate you guys bringing me back on. It was definitely a pleasure to get a chance to interview everybody. So shout out to Joe, and Dave and Tomo for that. So I appreciate y'all for doing that. And so what's going on, fellas? I know y'all on the other side of the table this time.
look, Joe, like, I don't know what to do right now.
The tables are turned.
Man,
right?
I'm feeling good.
I know the sound effect.
I'm feeling good. But no, it's really more so. I know Dave gonna go, but it's really more so for Joe because you started this 2 years ago.
Man,
so
I'm
like,
excited.
How you feeling?
I'm excited. I'm excited from the beginning, the very first episode. Y'all watch the very first episode. It's looking a little bad. All right. So who we are right now, it came a long way. And I know that we got a lot more to grow. So, and we got some, fellas, we got some good news today, right? Earlier today. We got some good news. Yeah, we got some good news today. Just for the people to know. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
For those that don't know, we got a check coming. We got a check coming, baby.
Okay.
Tell them to bring me my money. I know we don't normally do this on the show. This is not an alcoholic beverage, but I will be, drinking to
it. drink to that. Okay. Got the water.
Look at Tomo, babe.
So,
hey, look.
Definitely, man. There you go. Hey, it's been a great opportunity. Again, this is all this is really for you, Joe. I mean, me and Tom are part of it now, but you started it. You were selfless to even start this and then to look for others to be a part of the show. So
facts,
man. All I gotta say is I appreciate you, bro. I'm proud of. I'm proud of what the show has become. I'm proud of what you've become. Not even just on the show, but outside the show, being a great father, a great husband. You are a great example for everything that you do. You always do your best to put your best effort forward. Continue to do your thing, and I'm glad to be your brother and a part of the show with you.
So he ain't got no feet?
No, hey man, listen, like
up.
Man, hey, like I started it, whatever. I get that part, but at the end of the day, everybody, not just us as on the show right now, man. Shout out to the R2L chat, man. Like for real, shout out to everybody in the R2L chat. Like man, like Mark said, a whole community is created now, and the chat. Listen, I didn't start the chat. I mean, I created the chat, but the chat got really going in the NFL draft. I think it was Tomo in there, Dave in there, Kevo. It was some people in there, like from like an episode we did, that crazy episode we did, right? So and then we just turned it into a regular chat, you know. So and those chats turned into an NBA chat, to an NFL chat, to this chat, to that chat. Shout out to Carl, Teddy, and Coach Combs, right, for being a part of the networks too. Shout out to Lamar, you know, for you know doing these interviews and stuff. You part of it too, you know. So I'm just excited. Like I always, for those who know me personally, I always like to be around people like that I'm really cool with and just have fun. And that's what we do on a daily basis. So like this ain't work at all. So that check we about to get, that was from having fun. Like, so I appreciate y'all.
Hey man, at the end of the day, like we can't give you enough thanks because again, you started it. Of course, I remember the chat started in just groups of threes based upon who's gonna be on the show. And good thing for that crazy episode because it definitely sparked the birth of all the other chats. And you all here talk about the chats on every single episode. So if you want to be a part of them, I'm not gonna do my speech today. I'm gonna chill today. I'm chilling. But click the link in the description.
Promo Tomo can't get out.
Man, I feel like DJ Khaled up here.
Another one.
On you, Lamar.
Okay. It's on me, right? Those that don't know.
Yeah, I have it. Mr. Reed. Go ahead.
Okay. Look, hey, I thought about myself with that one. All right. So look. So once again, appreciate y'all having this, and definitely shout out, Joe and all of y'all for doing your thing, right? Because it's it was easy to do is also easy not to do. So staying consistent is the biggest key, right? So definitely shout out to that. So let's start off with this. Hey, look, I know people will probably have seen some of the videos and interviews, but I'm gonna just say, how did all of this get started? Because we want to talk about the history. How we get to this point now, right? Because at this point, I think it's 4 different shows, right?
Yeah,
4 different shows, right? So you got R2L, BWT, right? Is it CTC, FFC? Man, there's so many acronyms, man. I was getting confused. I was like, yo, BTW for CTE and the FFC. Oh, you gotta be careful giving concussions out here. You gotta watch that. So how did all of this get started, like from the beginning, and how to get to this point? So I don't know, start off Joe or
yeah, Joe, you started, so it starts with you first.
Okay, and I'll pass it to Dave. Cause Dave, you was next, and then Dave pass it. All right. So with me, all right. For me personally, I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. Me personally, this day 2 years ago, well, August 20th, 2 years ago, like whole life made a left turn. Boom. I had to make a quick decision to do something, and I always wanted to do sports talk. I remember having to talk with my bros, Javon and Jamo, like during the pandemic, and I was like, oh, we should start a sports show. You know what I mean? 3 brothers. We shouldn't do it for money. We should do it because we having fun, which we are doing right now, right? So I was like, but we can do it like in 2024. Like I got a plan in place, right? But then plans turn left, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it now, right? So I hit up my brother Randy. Shout out to Randy. I said I need a logo. I think I'm gonna call it Refuse to Lose. Shout out to Sarah Vanover, right? I used to throw events in Rhode Island when I was my previous income, right? All right. I used to throw events in Rhode Island, and she's titled it "Refuse to Lose." All right, because I used to always say "winners win, losers lose," and she was like, "Oh, you should call it Refuse to Lose." So I just say, I'm gonna call this show "Refuse to Lose." So it was "Refuse to Lose" with Joe Jordan though, And then I remember going in my mother's car and recording my first episode. That thing was terrible. And then right on time. Shout out to Daryl. Daryl hit me up like, hey, Joe, hey, you can't be recording your car, man. Like, come to my basement recording. I got the green screen, all that. So when I was in Maryland for those first few weeks, I was over his house recording. I got a whole episode going on Dame I had to put on private. I'm letting you know right now, right? So that happened. And then the reason why I dress up was because my mom, I used to wear white tees. They remember like white tee and all that stuff, black tee. And then my mom was like, man, you gotta look good when you on TV. You look on TV, they all dressed up. You gotta make sure you look nice. You know what, Mom, you right. So I started dressing up ever since then. And then doing these weekly specials with the groups and all that stuff. And then my favorite show is First Thing First. All right, 3 people. Shout out to Wiles, shout out to Nick Wright, and shout out to my man Chris Broussard. And I wanted this to be something like that, something I could build chemistry with people and 3 different ideas. There's always one our person out. It's always going to be somebody. So I threw it out there, and then Dave, you want to take over from here?
Yeah, he threw it out there, and then he pretty much had he sent in a voice recording in the Refuse to Lose group, saying that he was looking for 2 other people to work with him, and he said that what he was going to start doing was throughout the show, he's going to basically kind of like how Skip had did First Take before he left First Take, and how he was pretty much just going through debates with guys to see if he wanted to work with them, and that's how he got Shannon Sharp. So it was kind of sort of the same thing here, but I think the only difference was I reached out to Joe. So I had came home from work one day, and I think this might have been after I was either on the episode or after. I know it had to be a football segment. I know that what it was, and I was on the phone with my my fiance, and at that time,
shout out to your fiance. Let's get it, fiance.
Yeah, she's actually already in the comment section. So if y'all don't know who she is, this is her. Whenever you see this, just know that's her.
Hey, I was wondering who that name was from a few episodes ago. We got a new subscriber, y'all.
The future missus. Shout out
to fiance. So definitely was it was something that I thought about for a while, and then as I was talking to her, I was just like, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and call him and just see what's up. So I sent them a text first, because Joe, this is what we always do. I text first before I call. So I say, hey, I'm gonna give you a call when I get home from work. So I got home, gave him a call, and I was like, Joe, I want to join the show. I want to be a partner with it. And I said, and I think Tomo would be the perfect addition to the show. And now it wasn't just Tomo. I said Tomo and Trent, because Trent was also one of the people that came on the show. And I was like, it would be diverse. And plus, Trent knows what he's talking about. Trent knows everything. Trent knows college basketball, college football, baseball. So he got a lot of knowledge. But the reason why I chose Tomo is because Tomo is not only knowledgeable, he's hilarious. So he brings a different kind of he brings a different kind of dynamic to the show, because Joe can be hype,
right,
and I can be in between, and Tomo's he's going to give you jokes every single time. So I felt like that would be the perfect match. And if you look at any show, there's really no show that actually has all 3 components, and we have all 3 here. So I feel like that would be great. And at first we didn't know if Tomo was actually going to join, because he was actually doing he has another podcast that he does called Next Level. So he was doing that, and then Joe had talked to Tomo, and Tomo can tell you how that went.
So again, like you said, Dave, it was a voice memo, and I think Joe also did a live too. He's like, look, man, I'm hosting basically on air auditions, and I was like, man, this gonna be good. But I'm like, I don't really be on the show that much, so I don't think he's gonna pick me. So then we did a couple more episodes, like you said, Dave. I think it was maybe I think it was a Cowboys episode or a segment that we had did.
Yeah, I think so.
And next thing you know, I was like, is Joe ever gonna pick a host? Because he just kept rotating the cast. So I was like, is he ever gonna make a decision? And literally the next day when I said it, look at your thoughts becoming things. He's like, so Tomo, He's like, what's going on? And I was like, what's up, man? He was like, so Dave said, Dave picked you to be on the show with us. How you feeling? And I was like, Dave said my name? Like me? I'm like, why me? He was like, hey man, he said you'll be a good fit. I said, yeah, sure. He was like, yeah, can you do it? I said, yeah, man, I was just waiting for you to call me, man. Honestly. He's like, because I know you got the next level thing going. I was like, look, man, just let me know the days. Like I told Joe from the beginning when I seen him start this, I said, bruh, whatever you need as far as like just podcasting and adventure, I've been down this road before. Just let me know. If you need me to be on the show, I'll be there. And literally like 2 episodes in, I was like, I got to start doing my homework because these guys know they numbers. So shout out to Dave, shout out to Joe for me learning stats because I was like, shout out to Kev. I was a watch the film guy myself. I used to be that guy, but now I was like, I got to put some numbers behind the film. So yeah, once they made the call, I said, let's make it happen, Captain.
Hey, real quick, Trent. I know Trent probably watched this. Like, dang man, like I could have been part of the crew. Trent, man, it wouldn't have worked out. All right, let me tell you why. You were a Kings fan. You can't have 2 Kings fans on the show. I'm sorry. Like, there's like one thing about me, Tomo, and Dave, we all like all different teams. Like, we all do. Like Miami Heat, Kings, Wizards, Cowboys, Commanders, 49ers. It's like, and it's funny because Dave and Tomo got beef in both sports.
man.
So, I'm just and my team is just the underdog, like on like all the time. Like the Kings, Wizards recently are not good, but the Kings and the Wizards have had better success. And then, come on, the Commanders.
Hashtag you don't know my pain.
Hey, Tomo.
The remake, you don't know my pain.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, like you know what's so funny is like listening to some of y'all answers, right? Responses. I gotta act like I haven't heard this before because y'all ain't members yet. So you gotta become a member because now I gotta act surprised like I didn't hear this stuff before, right? And what was kind of interesting is talking about the auditions edition. It's like American Idol Refuse to Lose edition or something going on, right? So I mean that was kind of cool. Now, Tomo, you did mention it's like you kind of manifested that, right? You just spoke it almost into existence, right? And so kind of want to hit on that is any of y'all believe in positive thinking? And if that's the case, what do you do to actually help yourself grow mentally? Are there any books? You have some favorite songs, motivational videos, you got favorite quotes? Like anybody can go in that order.
I would love to go first because
I'm gonna let you go first, but yes, I do.
I certainly do. I talked about this on one of Tomo's Get Done Son segments. This is my favorite book of all time. My favorite book I always read because it helped me get out of a bad state of mind when I was younger. And it pushed me to a different level I never thought I could reach. Just as far as mentally and being mentally strong and being confident in who I am, personally, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of that. And that's What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. That's my favorite book of all time. If you have not read that book, and if you're going through something right now or went through something before or going through or maybe about to go into something, you want to pick up that book because it can help you, because a lot of people don't understand that the power of the tongue is strong, and you got to make sure that you say the right things to yourself, because if you don't, your subconscious only reads the negative stuff that you're saying, and it could affect your life detrimentally. But that's what helped me to even be confident to be doing something like this. Because not Tomo, but Joe, you and Lamar know me well enough. I'm not the type to talk a lot. We talking about sports, it's only within that time. But as far as like being on the show and doing all that and having like debates and all that, that wasn't really my forte. So that helped me in so many ways. So I think that's what helps keep me motivated. To me, give myself affirmations and stuff. Listen to certain things on SoundCloud, listen to some motivational music, or even just looking at Tomo's Monday stories all the time. So that right there too, all that helps out. And then just having certain talks with certain people that helps me as well with talking to Joe randomly, and sometimes I think me and Tomo have definitely talked randomly sometimes, especially when it comes to like battle rap. That's one thing with Calvin, so we talk about that too. And then Lamar, we see each other almost all the time, so we have our conversations, and then just having the positive people I need in my life. That's what helps keep me motivated.
Okay. So for me, man, that's funny that you said that about a book. So the book for me was the 50th Law, and everybody that's listening and who know me, they can be like, I knew you was a 50 Cent fan. Like, come on, bro. But nah, that book actually helped me like reshape my mind frame because I was going through like a career battle at one point in my life. And I really wasn't reading books back then. So this is the first book I picked up. And as I got to going through it, I was like, And it's gonna be funny though, because one quote that keeps me going is, I want to find the things for myself in my life. So I hustle. Like, it's the hustler's ambition. Like, you gotta just wake up one day and just always think like that. And also, people who really don't understand how your thoughts become things, think of something that you said to yourself 6 years ago that happened yesterday. Like, it happens to me all the time. Like, the phone call with Joe was just literally overnight. But there's so many things in my life where I just pictured it and was like, I'm gonna get there. And one day I just looked up and it was happening. And I was like, man. So just keep that positive mind frame. And what Dave said too, just make sure like some of the music you intake, like just make sure that is on the right path. Because the stuff you intake in your body is like food. So if the music you intaking is all negative, everything you see is always negative, then everything you regurgitate is always going to be negative. See?
Nice.
See? And also look at it like this. Man, Jerry, made me lose my train of thought. But there you go. Joe, go ahead. When it come back to me, I'll repeat it.
Man, so look, my favorite book of all time, not all time, but my favorite mindset growing book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. All right, by Dale Carnegie. And I think that's why I do a good job with building relationships, is because that book helped me do that. But I do want to touch another book. It's called the Bible, right? But like to be real, like when my life is aligned with him, things always work out. Like on like not even like I'm not gonna say I'm not trying, but I'm not like, oh my God, I gotta get this done. It's like a thought. I want to do it. Okay, I know I gotta do this. I just do it and it happens. Like, I'll give you an example. We talked about this on the show before, right? And we made announcements. We want to be monetized. I remember I came on here and said, oh, we're gonna be monetized by June 21st. This is like probably like late last year or early this year. And I never wrote it down. It was just a thought, something I want to do. We never like actually sat there and like watch the numbers all the time. Every week we do I look at the weekly report. Okay, this many subscribers we got. Did we grow from last week? We do that every Monday. But it wasn't like hardcore, like, oh my God. It was a thought. I wanted it to happen, and we won everybody. What time up? We the Whole Foods. Go ahead. We
the Whole Foods of sports networks, man. Everything's organic.
Everything organic. So we try to keep everything organic. And then I remember it was like June 15th, and I'm like, yo, we know we're 1,000 subscribers. We like at 700. I'm like, that ain't happening. And then out of nowhere on June 21st, I get an email from YouTube. Do you want to apply to become a partner? I'm like, what? David, I'm like, y'all see this? That was crazy.
Birthday present.
And then, so that happened. We got monetized. So then we did a homework. Okay, you're supposed to get paid. Okay, cool. When you make $100, they're supposed to pay you. A whole month and a half went by. We made more than $100. Like, and we like, what the heck? I was like, I think I gotta confirm the address. Nothing still ain't show up. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then this morning, on the day of the anniversary, I get an email. We just sent your first check to the account. I'm like, yo, that's God. That's crazy. And that's that those two events did not happen on those 2 days on accident, Right. And whenever I'm not aligned with God, I fall off, everything else falls off. Not just all too well, my personal life, all that stuff. So the Bible is like it keeps me focused. God keeps me focused, and it keeps me pushing forward, and it keeps me sane. Like I'm not working. That makes sense, right? I'm working, but I'm not. I'm just doing life, and everything is laid out for me, and I just walk that path.
That's huge. That's huge. And yeah, now they definitely going in on the chats and everything. You kind of hit on, because I was going to ask you about that, how that actually impacts your entire journey this entire time as your faith, right? And so, and really quick, because I know I don't want to take too much time, and I just want to get to some other things. But as far as that, really quickly, what would you say? I've heard you guys say this before, that it's not just a show, it's a network. You kind of mentioned that you had the other shows. So what's the vision, for everything moving forward? Like, what's your vision?
So
before you answer that, Joe, I just want you to know, when you send out those weekly reports on Mondays, I don't look at it. I just want you to know that. I just work. I just work. That's my one thing. And now, Carl, if you're watching, I'm telling you, since I started this podcast journey, 2 things I don't look at is, well, I'll browse the comments. I will browse them, but I don't like to ingest it. And I don't look at the numbers. I just head down, keep working. That's it. So when you send it, I'll be like, thanks, but I don't look at it.
Thanks. I got it in my archives. This is case. But so I want to give another shout out to somebody, Dennis Garland. All right. Dennis Garland is one of my good friends too. I remember when I first started doing this, I was on the phone with Dennis, and he was like, if you know Dennis, he was like, so what's the big picture? Like,
like you.
Big picture. And I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. And somebody like me never thought about that. Like, I'm so goal oriented. It's like, and I'm like, I was just having fun with this. Never thought about a big picture. Don't want to. I just want to have fun. I don't want to mess this up. All right. I want to turn this to a working thing. But then he planted a seed in my head. All right. So I was like, you know what? I think I called Daryl with this too. I was like, and I called Mark. I was like, this could be a network. Instead of this be a show, it could be other people could use, that can't have their own platform or not consistent enough to do their own platform or it's too busy. They could come on this platform and have their own stuff going on. And immediately after I said that, I saw the volume. Colin Coward. That's exactly what he had. I'm like, hold up.
Okay.
Draymond Green show on there, Darius Slade show on there, this show on there. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, yo, man, I'm copying and pasting. I'm looking at what that's how he do it. Okay, cool. It's copying, and then that's the big picture, is to be a network and to have a streaming source too. Like you had the ESPN app and all that stuff. You can have an R2L app. And that's another reason why we don't use profanity, because some platforms are entertaining is because of the profanity. Like if they didn't do the profanity, it wouldn't be as entertaining. We want to be, and I don't cuss, so like that's another reason why I don't cuss either. So I think it's best that we don't do that, and we are still, like, if we were to be on national TV, we don't have to change nothing. We're just us. Like, we just do the same thing we've been doing this whole time. Only difference is more eyes and ears are listening. So that's my vision as far as the big picture for this.
Okay. Makes sense. I mean, once again, going back to what you guys were saying, being organic, being authentic, right? Because you don't want to, like, of course, you got the idea there, it's sparked there, and shout out to everybody that's contributed to that, but you want to keep it yours, right? Because anytime you try to copy and try to be somebody else, I bet you can be number 2, right? But nobody can be, beat you at, being yourself. So, no, big ups to that. Okay. So let's talk about what are some of you guys' most memorable moments so far on the show, right? I don't know what order y'all want to go on. What are some of y'all most memorable moments on the show?
Where's my big list?
I'm gonna name one, and then you guys can go.
Yeah, you go.
The one that made me the one that made me go back and reevaluate how I do sports debates. Joe, I say it all the time. When we talking about who's gonna be MVP, is it Joker or Joel Embiid? And I was like, man, Embiid. And Joe was like, all right. And then next thing you know, he started talking about Joker. He started reading all stats from when Joker was in high school. I was like, man, how you know all this? I was like, Joe, you sound like that man agent. You gotta get him paid. So that was one.
Jason Kidd.
Man, he started reading. He's like, so when he in the right corner, he's 33% from right here. I was like, nah, he won. He won. If Embiid don't, I mean, if Joker don't win his MVP, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna send him the clip. NBA. My man Joe said Joker needs to win for this reason here. So that's one of mine. Dave, you got one?
Hey.
Or Joe? Go
I know
ahead.
Jason Kidd talking about Jalen Brunson. You got to get
Man.
paid. Uh-oh.
That's fine.
Uh-oh.
Clean up the lockers.
Hey, go ahead.
That's the one I remember. That's the one I remember. This is right after, sorry, Tom, sorry to bring this back up, but this is right after the Cowboys lost to 49ers and back-to-back playoff games. You know, Joe brought out the prop for the first time. Me and Tomo were lost. We had no idea what was going on.
Bruh.
Joe caught us off guard. And all we heard was the microwave. We thought something was on fire in this house. It was like, Joe, you
The house
did
was on fire.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, boom, here comes the props. And then he had another one after that. After we lost to the Eagles, then he put on the face paint, act like he was the quarterback, like Kyle Shanahan had called him to come in to be the quarterback, and then you know we just had endless moments since there. So those are the good moments, and then for all the Eagles fans, this moment.
Oh man,
that one too, because for those that are in the chat, they know during that Eagles week for the NFC Championship game, I wasn't saying much. I was like, nah, man, I'm not about to talk no trash. I'm chilling, you know, because I didn't talk trash against the Cowboys. I kept the same energy, and I was just like, nah, I'm just chilling. I'm just gonna be there. And then all of a sudden, the joke was on me, so all they did was thumbs up the entire chat.
So as Cowboy fans, we made it easy for you not to talk trash. Them Eagles fans, they was trying to get the best of you, Dave.
Yep.
Yeah, man. One of my fun moments was the MJ and LeBron debate. So shout out to AJ. I had so much fun with that debate. All right, so I want to say that. But this is like in the cut moment. All right, I don't think Dave was on this one. We was doing the NFC East panel, and Mark came on. I think he was at work.
Oh man, I don't know what you about to say.
Mark came on. Him and Kevo was going at it. And it's funny because I'm sorry, man. It's my fellow Commander fan. At the moment, this is preseason, and Mark was ultra prepared for Kevo. He had all the stats for Jalen Hurts. Everything Kevo said, Mark had a rebuttal to it. It was even one part where me and Tom just bust out laughing. And Kevo like, what? I'm be like, we laughing at Mark's face, like. And then, but it's sad because Kevo was right. And then, so that was a really good moment. I like when I brought the L for the Eagles, man, that was fun doing that. Oh, my best moment is like the feel good moment. It's probably not on the show, but like the R2L experience when the Commanders beat the Eagles and I went to that game. Oh my gosh, I could not wait to get on the show. I couldn't wait. I mean, I grabbed that camera. I was like, y'all gotta see me tomorrow. I was so hyped.
He lost his voice.
Yeah, but it was turned. And Joe went to Philly he was in person at the game too.
That's right.
Went to Philly, and then my brother lived in Delaware. I'm like, Dimitri, I got the energy. I drove all the way to Rhode Island that same night. That was a Monday night game, but sorry, that wasn't on the show. I just had to throw it out there. But
you got to add this to that Mark moment because he like jumped. It's like, you know how you on FaceTime and somebody in the group FaceTime, somebody just pick up. Mark came and was like, so he averaged 32 points. I was like, whoa. He said, hold on, Mark, you gotta say what's up. And then he started reading stats. He didn't even have a phone. He was just reading the stats off his head, like he practiced this. I was like, man. Oh, another moment is when Ty came on here and he had his moment. When Ty came on here and he was like, he got the draft pick for me. Like he called me out as a Wizards fan. He said, man, y'all not making the playoffs. Y'all about to get the number 1 pick. That was another moment there. So yeah, I can't forget that one. Ty started these sound effects, honestly.
That was a funeral, man. That was a funeral.
So yeah.
Oh man. So many moments, right? You can turn some of those into memes, they might or GIFs or something, right? Okay. Now you brought up right? An embarrassing moment for one of the Refuse to Lose members, right? So just want to turn the tables a little bit. Y'all want to share, what would you say has probably been your most embarrassing moment? Now, of course, keep it rated PG, like that. You know what I mean? But what's your most embarrassing moment? What would you say?
I think I know
I can go first. By the way, Jerry, put that comment back up. Don't worry, you'll be in the chat this year. But my most embarrassing moment is when we lost to the Cleveland Browns, and I came on the show. I had to come on the show the next day. I had to talk all that trash. I was making the playoffs. I was so hyped. And at one time I said, I guarantee we're gonna beat the Giants. Stop it. We lost. I had to come on the show. Get some help. But I think when we lost to the Browns, our season was over and the season was still going on. That was probably like I was thinking all day, like, dang, man, I got. So I try to like ease the pain by wearing the glasses. I wore the all black, and then I kind of went off around Rivera, and then Tomo and Dave kept it easy on me. I was like, all right, cool. But leading up to that moment, oh my God, I was like, they won't kill me on the show. But my guys kept it good for me.
Man, Dave, you want to go? I can go. I got like three. I got three. One, the Ty Pacers moment.
I just mentioned mine. So yeah, go ahead and name yours. I'll just give more detail to mine.
All right. Yeah, when Ty came on here and he had Joe help him out with the clip art, like, yeah, they set me up good. He said, Tommy Shepard, man, my boy Tommy, he knocked on the door, say he got him something for him. That was one. Everybody know about that one. The second one was when I was on vacation, I watched the Cowboys defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Kev was in the chat. You went to Cabo too early. You came back and lost to the 49ers. And that's where the whole hey, you got the popcorn and everything. He said, I'm ready for you, Tom. I got the trash bags. So it's time to empty out. And the third one, it really wasn't that embarrassing because my homies on the boxing episode really didn't rag on me the way they were supposed to. But when I said Spence was going to win because he had a plan B and he went out there and he had no plan A, B, C, or D. But yeah, man.
Hey, before you go, Dave, I do have a very embarrassing one. Shout out to Kevin. This caught me off guard too. I was screaming at Kevin. I was like, so. And then Tomo, with the help of Tomo, I was screaming, so. He threw up a jersey with like 17 different quarterbacks for the Commanders, bro. Like, it had like all these names scratched off. And I was like, this dude got me, dog. Like, I was like that moment.
Duct tape and everything on it.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a real good one.
Oh man, that's my bad, Dave. that reminds me of that video of the guy, the Chicago Bulls jersey. He was at the Chicago Bulls game, and he had like the D rolls. He had put the rolls into something over.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
The Air Gordons.
Was that Cardo? I was glad.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, mine was the NFC Championship game. That was the most embarrassing moment because it felt like, well, I'm not gonna say it felt like the entire chat was depending on me because my Niners win the championship game because everyone knows public enemy number one is Kevo and the Philadelphia Eagles. Mainly him. Blaze had a little bit of part of that too. AJ at that time was the cool one. Now it seems like everything's starting to switch a little bit, but I swear, man, it was just that one right there was. I didn't want to come on the show. I wanted to be out for a whole week. I wasn't feeling it. And the thing is, I couldn't even watch the whole game. I had got off work late that day, so we were already down. When I got home, that's when Christian McCaffrey had scored that touchdown. So I'm like, oh, bet we about to come back. Next thing you know, nope, got even worse. I was like, come on, got even worse. And then, man, just to know that throughout the chat for that day, all I got was this. That's all you saw was thumbs up. I was like, man, why? Why did I put myself in this position? But I mean, that's what happens. You put yourself out there, you do certain things, people find ways to get back at you. And that goes for anybody in the chat. If you can dish it out, you got to be able to, take the punches. That's how it goes.
Absolutely. And speaking of punches, right, there is a question about, boxing later on that we're going to get to in a second, right? But before we get to that, right, some of the other questions we got for some people. So what's a talent that you have that most people may not know about? Don't know who wants to go first, but, it is.
That's a good one.
So me, I don't know it's a talent, but I have great awareness. So like, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a small example. All right. I remember we was in the office one day. It's a long time ago, and Temple Run came out. Remember Temple Run came out? And I remember everybody playing Temple Run, and I was like, man, give me that game, man. And I bought the record on the first play, on the first jump. Because on that game, you gotta have for real, like that game.
Joe be flexing on a long time of you on that.
You got it.
You heard him though? Like, give me the phone.
I did though. I bought the first try. And then I can't sing. I ain't no great dancer. I play sports, but people know that already. Like, oh well, I'm not sure if people know this, but I do all the editing of everything. So that's a talent. Yeah, like I love editing, man. Like I love use my creative mind and thinking of a new idea. So like all the YouTube shorts, the reels, Tomo put up videos too, but like I'm glad you do that. I'm so glad I got away from that. Man.
Hey Jerry, you my man. That's all I can say. You my man. You my man.
Oh, that's the talent.
You my man. Go ahead, Tomo.
Man, I'm glad you said that, Joe, because I was gonna say something real bland on like the ability to relate to almost anybody. Because every time we go out, like my friends will say it, my wife will say, "She's like, you just talk to anybody." I'm like, no, I don't. They just look at me and start talking to me, and we'll end up having a full blown conversation. I'm like, you know them? I'm like, nah. Like one time I went on a trip with my job in Vegas, and it was like, why does everybody just come to you? I was like, I don't know. I'm minding my business. But it's that, and also when you said that about the show, is coming up with the titles, like sitting in the room and like coming up with the titles for the show. Like it'd be tough sometimes, but some days it'd be easy. So that's one.
What's up,
Dave?
I guess. Well, for those who don't know me, Joe and Lamar can vouch for this. I'm a really good dancer. Where I can.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can. Trust me, I got the moves. It don't matter what it is. I can do it. I mean.
Pause, Granddad.
Come on. Come on.
Sure about that?
Hey,
I'll do without that, man.
That's another part of the talent with Tomo, right?
Yeah, I need Beyonce looking at this thing like, woo, I
can't. But other than that, I think one thing that I'm really good with is I'm good at DJing. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm really good when it comes to music. Mm-hmm. I do whatever is best. I relate to the environment that's around me, no matter where it is. But I guess another one that I have, I wouldn't really call it a talent, but it's something that I do all the time in the chat. Tomo knows this, but I'm the instigator.
So,
I'm the instigator. I can get a lot of things started just from me instigating a little bit. And next thing you know, full-on debates happen just from me instigating. What I'll do is I'll post something, pop a question, and then I'll hop out. And I won't say nothing else. That's, it's a whole debate that had happened after I had posted it. And I come in, I still haven't said anything about it, and it continues to go on. I think that's one of my talents. And I guess my other one is just getting people together. We've had maybe a few moments from people who had some things happen in their personal lives, and all I did was reach out to them just to try to make them, let them know that they're important. I think that's one thing about me is I love being a mediator and being a mentor. So if I can help someone feel better and feel more confident about themselves, I'm gonna reach out. So that's one of the things for me.
All I ask.
You can never be serious when it comes to
Oh, my bad, bro.
Hey,
See, this is why I said Tomo needs to be on the show. This is exactly why. This is the example.
That sound effect is hilarious.
You know who else does?
Facts.
You know who else does something like this all the time, even in a serious moment? Y'all know who I'm about to say. Coach.
Oh, yeah.
Coach does this
He do.
every single time.
You do.
Every single time. No, not that Coach Tomo. It's another. They know who I'm talking about. It's another.
I will
coach.
say I'll coach.
Oh, okay. I was confused 1 second. You know,
No,
I'll coach do it
no,
too.
but every time, even in a serious moment, he'll throw in a joke, and then you don't forget what you were mad at him about, and it's just
what
like,
it says, the other coach throw something else out there.
yeah, that's right, that's true.
That's
FCC.
Look,
Gonna bleep out FFC.
Jay, telling the truth, I instigate everything. Okay, what it is, I instigate any chat. I'm instigating the parlay chat. Don't matter what it is, I'm instigating something.
But the funny thing about when Dave instigates, right? He'll watch everyone go back and forth until somebody says something crazy. Then he'll jump in and be like, "What?" and leave again.
Yeah, that's what you do. Start, bitch, cut. I'm out. Everybody 20 minutes.
He's like, "Y'all still talking about this?" and leave
Come back
again.
100 messages later, 20 minutes later, 100 voice messages later.
Man,
As well.
You can't catch up at all.
As well. You said that. I didn't know if you said instigate or arson. I didn't know if you were behind these forest fires that's been going on, Dave. I didn't know what was going on. I was just messing with you. So all right. So we kind of wrap it up soon. Now, I had a question here from somebody as well. So with outside of the talent thing, right? Let's see. Okay, let me see if I understand what they're trying to say. All right. So what would you say? This can be sports and in life. What would you say is your greatest achievement in life? And then in sports, if you have somewhat of a sports background, if you play sports, what would you say?
I think we all going. I think this is a clear cut across the board. But I'm gonna say becoming a father.
I think
Like that's one, because I was a father young, like 20, 21. So it was that was a rough struggle. Like I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. What I'm gonna do with a kid? I can't even feed myself. So to see where I'm at now in life, like, yeah, and becoming married, like there's a lot of things in my life where I was like, I'm never doing that. And I'm doing it now. So yeah, that's one. 1 and 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely it for me. Being a father of 2 young boys. And for me, I think my greatest moment I had with being a father is whenever I go see my boys, they are excited to see me. So that's probably the biggest thing for me. Because I've always, y'all might not, it may be just me, but I've always wanted to be a father. For one, when I was younger, I lost my father, my biological father at a young age. He passed away, unfortunately, 2 days before my birthday in the year 2000. That was something that stuck to me for a very long time, and it was difficult for me to deal with. But what I always knew was that when my father was here, he was there. So that was very important to me. And then I had other father figures in my life, like my brother, who's been on the show. For those that didn't know, we are 11 years apart, so he was also integral part in me being a father and seeing his example as well. Because y'all don't know my brother. One thing he'll do is he has to make sure he talks to his kids every single day, and I do my best to just be that example as well. Because being a father, especially in this community, in this environment, it's important because we know the stigma that how it is when it comes to Black fathers. So I want to do my best just to be not just a great Black father, but a great father, period. You see what kind of father I am. And I guess my other greatest achievement is just me being serious about being an adult and getting to a relationship that will end up in a marriage. That was another thing for me. Just being able to realize all the mistakes I did back then and just be like, it's time to level up. It's time to level up and actually do something that be that success that I've always wanted to be, and I've seen it. I have great examples. I have Joe, Daryl, for DJ. Then Tomo didn't know that he was married until we actually started the show. But
hey, edit that. My wife gonna kill me, man.
No, what I'm saying is
I'm messing with you, bro. Because we was in the chats. You right. You all right.
I know. But yeah, man, just having those great examples around me. So that's the biggest thing for me, just being a father. I don't really have anything sports related. I don't want to talk about me doing sports right now because I'm still on injured reserve. So.
Oh, matter of fact, my flag football team gonna kill me, but we won a championship after playing for almost 13 years. So we finally had 1-1 the year after that. I mean, last year. So yeah, let me throw that out there too, because they be like, "What you mean sports? You ain't say nothing." So yeah.
Okay, Tomo. So you're telling me it's hope for the Cowboys? Let's get it.
No, what I'm telling you is, I got a ring before Dak and them. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, shout out to your team. I mean, respect.
So me, it all the time. I mean, outside of my, all American background as a basketball player, but I was already a father. I was already a husband. I'm going on 9 years next year. Shout out to my wife Heidi. But I wasn't focused, So my greatest accomplishment is, I know I keep talking about this, but is aligning myself with God. Like seriously, like once I did that, I understood the true value of being a dad and a husband. Like I think it's kind of it's easier for me to be a good dad versus being a good husband because your wife know your BS. I mean, she know your flaws. She know when you're not working. She know when you're not doing this. She know everything. Your kids, every time I pull up, I come home, they all like, I remember I was on the phone with my dad one day. I pulled up, I got the car, they always run to my car. I think they compete to see who louder. And my dad was like, "Oh, you about to leave?" I said, "No, I just got home." He was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, that felt good. I was like, "Okay, you know." But anyways, they always do that. My wife sees me if I'm not doing my job, she ain't gonna do that, So I had to be a better husband to be a better father. If that makes sense, because she comes before them at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they will grow old and they will leave the nest and create their own nest somewhere else. They will get their own wives, their own husband. So, and at the end of the day, if I'm 99 years old and I'm sick, guess who's gonna take care of me? Heidi is. All right. If she can take care of me, if she can, she'll be older than me. I was like, all right.
You want to edit that?
Hey, you want to edit that too? Come on now. We want to do a 2-hour episode.
So, but yeah. So lining myself up with God, and I'm telling y'all, it just made everything much easier, made everything much clearer. Like I don't even, things I used to thought was good, think was good, or things that I used to don't try to get in trouble. Things that I thought was good, or things that I thought was like cool, whatever. I look at it so differently now because of my mindset through Christ. So I think that's part of my biggest accomplishment.
I think I'm selling myself short.
Okay.
I didn't talk about my spirituality. That was definitely something that was important for me. For one, that's how me and my fiance met. We met through a spirituality group. And that was something that was very important for me because I was so lost with spirituality for a very long time. Again, I started my spiritual journey in 2017 when my son was born, which also the same year I went vegan. So I did everything all in the same time, but I wasn't as disciplined spiritually as I was with my diet. Let's just put it that way. And thanks to her, all of that changed. I had missed a business trip to North Carolina, so I had to use that to also do something, that was going to be productive for me. And that was one thing that was missing in my life. And I knew if I was going to get better forward, was to actually make sure that I go and do something that I needed, and that was to get right with spirit and do everything I needed to do to focus on my spirituality. So that was the biggest thing for me. So that was something that I had to make sure I did, was get closer, get closer to what I need to do to be in alignment spiritually. So that was something that was very important to me, very vital, and I'm very glad that I did that because I who knows where my life would be if I wasn't on the right path.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. I mean, it's crucial, right? It's the most important thing, And y'all mentioned a lot of things, shout out, to the spouses, right? Because hey, behind every great man is a great woman. And look, if you don't have the right partner, as one of my, mentors would say, TA, he's like, hey, the wrong relationship could, hey, that I can make or break you, right? I kind of jack his quote, but yeah, okay. So good stuff, good stuff. All right, we got a few other questions. I don't know, are we doing good? Because I want to make sure I'm good on the time with y'all. Right?
Yeah, I'm good.
We good. Let's get it.
Okay.
Let me take wifey first.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure. Now, real quick before I get to some of the other questions, Joe, because I'm not sure if anybody else listens to what's CHH, but I know you mentioned your faith a couple of different times, right? So I know you listen to like Christian hip hop as well, right? So what are some of your favorite artists that you're listening to right now?
That's a good one. Okay.
Y'all might have more. So y'all might have more than me. So I'm gonna go first. I listen to my boy Echelon Knox. He came on the Super Bowl episode.
Okay.
I mean, that's my only version of like Christian hip hop I listen to because he introduced the neighborhood to it. Because outside of that, I was listening to Kurt Franklin. Echelon Knox.
You talking this Christian music right now or music period?
You just said music period.
Oh, I thought you was talking about just Christian music period.
Yeah, I asked about Christian music, but you can speak on some other music too, yeah.
Oh, I'll let y'all go ahead. We set the bar spiritually, so let's stay right there, and then we can come back downstairs with the Migos later.
All right, so look. All right, what's going on? All right, come on. All right, so the devil is alive. But so as far as Christian music, right? There's a new guy I've been listening to though. His name Noble Official. That dude official. Tell you right now. He official. All right. So he got a song called No Hook. Go listen to it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's tough.
One of my favorite songs right now is called his name is Caleb. I don't know his last name, but his name is Caleb.
Yellow Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon and Fruits of My Labor. I love that song. I love that song so much. That's a song about just like just keep doing things for him, and you would get the fruits of your labor. Like it's like what I've been talking about for real. All right, that's my song. But outside of Christian music, do you know the One's album?
That's wild. That's why I was laughing. I'm sorry.
And it's my favorite album. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Worldwide Steppers, in the Big Steppers. I love that album so much. Love it so much. Love it. Because I think Tomo talked about it. You got to be careful with the music you put into your system, whatever. Man, that's an album where, like, it feeds you good stuff. Like, he's not talking about women, drugs, like the simple rap people talk about. He's talking about this is where I've been through. This was my thought process. This was my transition. And this is where I'm at right now. And I can relate to the album so much. It's ridiculous. I remember when I first heard it, Daryl, shout out to DJ. Daryl was like, real quick, I know you all time. Daryl was like, Joe, listen to 2 albums. I said, all right, cool. Listen to J. Cole Off Season, listen to Kendrick, Mr. Morale, Big Steppers. I'm like, all right, cool. Listen to Mr. Morale. I do Uber on the side, right? So I'm doing Uber, listen to it while I'm talking to people. It's not clicking. I'm like, this thing is what? All right, cool. I don't really like it. So I listened to J. Cole. I listened to a few songs. I got to 100 Mil. I called Daryl. I was like, Daryl, this song is better than every song on Kiss of My. He's like, Joe, relax. You gotta listen to the album twice. I was like, all right, man. Golly. So one night, randomly, it's like 2 a.m. I'm on the way home. And I play it, and it just clicked. It clicked. And I'm like, oh, this is what he's talking about. He was going through it. He was depressed. He was this. Okay, I kept listening. Oh, I can relate to this. Man. I know that whole album in my heart. Gotta see it through, my boy. I know the whole album by heart, man, for real. So my favorite song on that album is Dave said was his favorite song. Daryl, I'm like, it's not my favorite song, but now count me out, man. That's my favorite song.
Count me out. That's it. That's
But
it.
every single song on there is it's great.
Yeah. For me,
That comment is in relation to what Mark said about the preseason.
Okay,
like
okay.
watching and think he's saying get that Kendrick album out of here. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
So I have a few artists I like listening to. For one, I love old school music, so that's one thing
all right.
That really. Oh,
I guess not.
You disrespecting Kendrick?
Take it to the chat. Take it to the chat.
Yeah, I'm messaging to you personally. I'll message you personally.
I was trying to save you on the show, but never mind. Do your thing.
You tripping? But nah. There's this one guy who I just recently found out about. He's very spiritual as well. He has a song called Black Magic Womb Man. His name is Free Soul. He has a lot of good songs. He got another song called Crystal Clear Vision. It's really good. You should definitely listen to it if you haven't. But of course, like Joe said, I listen to Kendrick Lamar. He's one of my favorite artists. But two people that I listen to almost every single day is Bob Marley and Michael Jackson. To me, the two of the most iconic music guys that's ever been on this planet, and I think they made the most impact internationally. I would say just the both of them, just what the message that they put out, the music they made, and what they did while they were here. Especially Bob Marley. Everyone knows I'm a huge Bob Marley fan. So a lot of things that he did. Now it's not, how he had all those kids. I'm gonna let y'all know just now. I don't.
You want to be a dad, right?
I don't.
You did say that, right?
I did, but with one woman, I'm good. I mean, well, I'm not going. Y'all know what I mean. But yeah, it's just everything he talked about, just the bring the peace in Jamaica, because there was a lot of beef going on with Jamaica during that time, and what he did to unite two guys. Just a lot of stuff like a lot of that stuff is important to me. Then I listen to R&B as well, but old school music, I gotta listen to the Isley Brothers. So, my favorite song of all time, I tell people this all the time, is "For the Love of You" by the Isley Brothers. That is my favorite song of all time.
Okay. While you're in the comments, you gotta take some notes. First dance. But like I said, for the Christian rap, I listen to my man Echelon Knox. As far as just like music in general, I kind of listen to everything. Right now, I'm really big on the Afro beats. We also got another homie from the neighborhood, BJ Banks. He makes some good conscious rap as well. I wouldn't say it's just conscious rap, but his flow is different from the DMV flow. But I also listen to a little bit of that too. I kind of mix it in so I can stay a little bit of cultured. But right now, if you get in my car, you may listen to some Afro beats. Like Burna Boy he on one right now. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm about to say Dave just slid out. He did the moonwalk out of there. He said Michael Jackson.
Yeah. He had to go say something to Carl right quick.
But yeah. But no, I definitely agree. A lot of great artists you guys mentioned there, right? Definitely that Kendrick album for sure was fire. And I'm trying to remember the name of the song, but I know it's when he's going back and forth, and it's a female rapper that's on there. Man, I mean, like
you talking about that the one?
Yeah. Like, I normally don't listen to a whole bunch of stuff with cursing too, but I had to listen to the regular version on that one just to get the emphasis of it, and it's like art. I mean, it makes
when they were arguing.
Yeah.
I felt the same way when I first heard him. Like, okay, the first time was good. I was like, I can't listen to this, and then I get it now. I do.
Yeah.
I was definitely one of those one plays. Like I don't want to go back to this. I'm like, this is depressing. This loving hip hop right here. What's going on here?
Yeah.
But it's real life for some folks.
Oh, thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You told me you was coming back.
Welcome back. All right, good stuff, good stuff. So, all right, so wrapping up to the end, I got to make sure I get one of the questions in. The other one, I don't know if it makes sense to ask that right then, but I'll ask this, right? Now, this is going to be I'll just ask it anyway, and y'all can get. I'm sure y'all probably already know who it is that asked this question, but this is honestly only for Joe. This isn't for Dave or Tomo because it doesn't relate to them. But what has it been? What has it been like to be a fan of one of the worst NFL? You already know who this is coming.
I know who that is. That's Ty. I know that. That's Ty. It gotta be Ty. It gotta be him.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That was funny. Listen, man, it's rewarding because when we win, guess what? Y'all thought like the bean was crazy. Do you know, Lamar? This year is an important year for the Refuse to Lose community.
Okay.
Nobody has yet won the Super Bowl yet. Nobody in the chat. So some way, somehow, if Sam Howell and those Commanders win that Super Bowl, I need y'all to address me, Jerry, and Mark as Super Bowl Jerry, Super Bowl Mark, and Super Bowl Joe. That's it. If y'all say y'all heard from Mark, I'm like, well, no.
Get out of here.
Super Bowl Mark. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Super Bowl Lamar too. Lamar the Commander fan too. That's how we got it.
It's the old paraphernalia, but okay. Hey, look, I had to ask. I was laughing the entire time when he was typing it because his first question. I mean, Dave saw it in another chat. I couldn't take that one serious at all. So I said, you better come with another question, man. All right. So wrapping up here, and everything flows and works its way out the right way. Because when I asked one of the questions earlier, you guys kind of flowed into it. I was going to ask, how important is it? Do you believe fathers are in today's society? And you kind of hit on that already. So just before we leave, I got a quick question about, speaking of that, you guys mentioned being a father. So I want to end on this note with legacy, right? So what do you want your legacy to be? Because none of us live forever, but we can do something that will go on forever, right? I know Tupac mentioned that. He said, I might not change the world, but maybe I don't have the answer, but maybe I can inspire somebody to. And Kobe, the late, great Kobe Bryant, also said that as well. Through his discipline and him fulfilling his mission, his purpose in life, he wants to inspire the next generation. So, so let's start. I don't know if Tom or Dave, you want to start, and then we can end with Joe.
Dave, you want to start?
Yeah. My legacy, I want it to be two things. And I think they both pretty much coincide with each other. One is, when you think about me, I was that one guy, what that was honest and real, no matter what the situation may have been. And I did my best to help others feel like they were just as important, no matter what it was. Even if I was the one, even if I, started something or did something, I'll say, well, look, you did what it did. What you did superseded what I started. So if it wasn't for doing what you did, it wouldn't have gotten to where it was. So that's one thing I want my legacy to be. The other one, other than being a great father and being that great example and being a great mentor, is being a person that helped others. Not everyone, but of course, because not everyone's going to win. Everyone has the opportunity, but not everybody would do it. But being the one person, we got super chat, so we can hold up before I can finish.
Hold up.
Shout out to JMO with the 199 super chat on the 2-year anniversary of the show. Shout out to R2L family. It's up from here. Hashtag MVP. For those who don't know, JMO was the MVP of R2L this year. So shout out to JMO. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I think the biggest thing is being that person that help others win financially. I think that's another legacy for me is to help educate those that don't know, with the help of others as well. Because I'm only one person, I can't get the message all out on my own. But being able to be a part of history, not to be someone that witnesses, but be a part of history. So that's what I want my legacy to be.
That's good. Good stuff.
Man. Joe, you can go last. My legacy is my grandmother said it to me when I was a kid. She was like, a handshake could get you in the door, but once you get in the door, the person that you are will take you to different levels. And I live by that every day. That was actually one of the last things she said to me before she passed away. Y'all not gonna give me the crown here, but I live with that, and I try to pass that down on to my kids. Because again, the relationships that you build with people, whether it be negative or positive, always makes an impact on somebody's life. And I try to just always make sure that I make some form of an impact on that person. Like Dave said, I always got to crack a joke. So when I go from here, I always told people at my funeral, I said, one thing everybody in the funeral is gonna say is, he gonna look at y'all and be like, why y'all crying right now? And start cracking jokes on each other. So yeah, just remember that. And I pass that down to my kids. Like, they're the most hilarious people I talk to, because it's like talking to myself sometimes. So, yeah.
That's what's up, man.
That's hilarious. All right. I sound like a broken record here, but my legacy is, I want people to say, like, I either watch Joe, and because of Joe, his walk, I decided to go with Christ. Like, that's serious. I'm not Christ, obviously, but I gotta be an influence. Like, I gotta be like, my life should be pointing a finger towards him. So I want people to be like, oh, I saw Joe, and then he led, like, that visual led me to that, you know. So that's all I want, really. I want to keep growing, and then I want my kids to have that same mindset. So I had to be that example, you know. So, and it's scary because you can't. It's a song by Regina Bell called "If I Could." Man,
I thought it was the other song.
That song right there, man, is all it talks about is, I wish I can do this for you, wish I can do that for you, but I can't, you know. And you're gonna be on your own one day. So that's like, that used to be one of my biggest fears as a human being. I still fear about that, like how my kids gonna turn out. Like, it's always like a little worry, but all I can do is all I can do is be the best example I can be of Christ, and hopefully they'll follow. So that's my legacy.
That's what's up. Hey, look, all three great answers, and it doesn't surprise me at all, right? I appreciate you guys, right, and what you're doing, and I know God got some great things in store for all of y'all, right? And just being fathers, right, husbands, future husband, right, Dave, right, and so nothing but all up from here, just like J-Mo mentioned in the chat. So glad y'all. I'm glad y'all people got a chance to see y'all a little bit in different light, some other questions, right? We had some good moments. We didn't know Refuse to Lose had an American Idol segment, right? We got some spirituality in there, right? Right. And then also, you know, I didn't know. I mean, hey, Tomo had his Shannon Sharp moment with the grandma, you know, quote.
Hey,
right?
hey, I was ready to play the button, but I said, let me be serious. I was like, my legacy can be like, all I ask. Lay your head on that pillow at night.
I know you're right though, Tomo. And my grandma used to tell me, the handshake can get you in the door. That was a Shannon Sharp moment, though. You can start doing that. Quoting your grandma.
Hey, I got y'all.
But we do have a new intro that we want to play for the people. All right. So DJ Dowdy, spin that. Hold
up. We got a super sticker.
Okay.
Super sticker from DJ. My man DJ with the $4.99. Appreciate you, my guy. You know, we have our talks all the time. Definitely, big bro. Appreciate you.
Let's get it, man. Appreciate you, DJ, man. Appreciate you, J-Mo.
Told y'all, man, wings on R2L.
Wait on R2L. Let's get it.
Donations.
Hey, thank you. Adding that to the soundboard.
There you go. There you go.
All right, ready for the intro?
Let's get it.
Let's go.
I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brothers.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes. They gonna take them.
You want me to get out of hell?
I've been fan doing this.
I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Man.
Hold up.
Hey,
We got another super sticker.
they must have heard me in my mind.
Dimitri.
I was gonna say, how we do a happy birthday episode? Ain't nobody give us 50 cents or nothing. Like, shout out to
Hey,
y'all.
appreciate you, Dimitri, for the $1.99 super sticker, man. We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Joe, hey, that intro is a testament to Joe's creativity.
Man.
Most def.
The
We
mute
sent-
button.
Joe, you on mute. You having a coach moment.
Oh, okay. Shout out to that's my blood brother, Dimitri, the youngest. And facts will get added to it. That was a rough draft, y'all. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, talk about.
Oh no, I was just saying that's a testament, man. And then I also noticed, man, look, hey, now that these memberships is rolling in, I gotta get me some more button ups. I was like, man, I got the same shirt on in like 4 of these clips, man. What's going on? That's how y'all know we coming from the ground up.
Hey, I had this on one of the Jones. It don't matter to me. Don't matter to me. I'm good. But yeah, shout out to R2L. Shout out to everybody in the chats. Shout out to everybody that's been on the show. Shout out to all the future people that'll be on the show. We definitely appreciate y'all. This is the first, and this is the 2-year anniversary, but it's the first one for this year. We have another one coming up in November.
And I know we gotta leave, but we can't leave because I almost forgot. One of the moments that we all got is when we got that one YouTube video from Darren.
Yes.
When he created the refuse to lose montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, shout out to
Welcome
that.
to Refuse
And-
to Lose Sport.
Like this video.
That one
And,
right there.
two things. I want to give a shout out to our superstar members. All right. Jerry, Donnell, myself, David, Tomo, Teddy, Carter, and Coach Coons. And before we roll out, Lamar, thank you. Thank you for everything, man. You did all the interviews. Thank you for doing this one right here. You had the most views on a live episode for the Deion Sanders and Jerry Jones one. All right. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, you had the most views right there. But what are your last words?
Appreciate that, man. I was wondering if it was gonna get around. I was like, hey, it ain't my show. It ain't my show. So, but I was wondering that. Not a problem at all. Go way back, like 4 flats on a Cadillac, or like that, one of those old Aaliyah tracks, right? Some people don't know, I just had to have some bars, right? That is one of my hidden talents, if you didn't know. But just 2 things real quick. I appreciate y'all having me on here interviewing everybody. And 2 things. I know you mentioned your faith. I'm gonna say this real quick, right? If you are in the area, if you have any questions about that, you're in the DMV area, you can hit me up, right? I love that. I always get excited about talking about the word. And then speaking of music artists and Christian rappers, it's a brother from my church. His name is Big Boss Jawan, right? He got some fire music out there, right? I can always drop it in the chat if y'all want to check him out. So, and other than that, man, I pray for you guys' success in every area of your life, right? And most importantly, that you fulfill the purpose that God has for you. So thanks for having me on here to interview you guys, being a part of this process.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Lunch with me tomorrow, LB.
Okay.
I won't deny that.
All right. So, guess that's all we got for y'all today.
Yeah, man. Oh, other than that, for the IG chats, man, become a member. Because as you can see, it's not only just for the sports chats. We actually are brothers. We're looking for some sisters to join. We still don't have one yet, but we want some sisters to join because this is a family.
They want to never come.
Because this is a family. You know, we it started off as a family, and we want to keep it that way. For those, and there's no nonsense, no nonsense that goes on here that we tolerate as far as like disrespect. So if you are that person, don't even think about it. Don't even think about it, because you will get the boot no matter what. But we come here to respect each other and to love each other no matter what. I know this is not something that we talk about a lot when it comes to amongst brothers, but we need to, because love is important no matter who it is that you're involved with. Whether it's your brother, your father, you know, you got to make sure you implement that and be proud of that. So these are pretty much my last words. So join these IG chats, because you will get all the sports news, no matter where it is, for all the major sports except, you know, golf, tennis, and like soccer and like NASCAR. You know, we don't have any of those yet, but you will have a family to come to as well. So that's what it is. So become a member, pro level, all-star, no matter it is, superstar, become a member, because trust me, you're going to find a brotherhood. You're going to find a family here.
Just to piggyback off of what Dave said, yeah, the disrespect will not be tolerated, but also realize that we do have a great sense of humor in these chats. Trust me, you all know what I'm talking about. If you're in the R2L chat, we all have a great sense of humor. So don't be scared to drop something in the chat every now and then. But again, if you feel uncomfortable, just reach out to one of the admins and say, hey, do you think this is appropriate for the chat? And we'll say yes or no. If we say no, don't drop it. If so, then we'll drop you. And one more thing, you know, before I leave, you guys.
All I ask.
I do it.
Lay your head on that pill at night.
Just know. Just know we gave you everything we got.
Everything.
I seen the look, Joe. Go ahead. We know the look.
All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.